Hey, everybody. Welcome to Quick Tips. This is the email newsletter helping you how to use, in this case, the QuickBooks Online edition. And this tip is for January of 2020. I can't believe it's January 2020, and that means it's an election year. So here we go again. Not that it ever stopped, but anyway, let's not think about that. Let's think about QuickBooks Online and a little tip that I can help make your life that can help make your life a little bit easier. So the deal with QuickBooks Online is the thing that's so cool about it is also kind of the bane of its existence, and that is that Intuit can make changes or improvements to QuickBooks Online at a push of a button all the time. And so, unlike with desktop, with the online edition, you'll open up the computer one day and it looks one way, and then you open up the computer the next day and it looks completely different. So, for instance, this button that says new, this is where you push and you can get to where all of your transactions are, checks, bills, whatever. This new button used to be over here. And then about a month ago, instead of making it on the top right, they moved it over here to the left. So you could argue whether that's better or worse, but the point is, it kind of freaks you out. And there are other changes that aren't so readily apparent and understood. And so we really need a place to go to find out what the new changes are because they change things every month. So there is actually a website, it's a blog that Intuit puts out that basically shows you what's new in QuickBooks. Now, to get to it, this is where what you want to do. You want to go to this blog right here, and it should be written in the little article that comes with this video in Quick Tips. But anyway, it's quickbooks.intuit.com/blog/what's dash new and then a forward slash. And you'll get basically a series of blog posts here. And you can see the first one is what's new in QuickBooks Online January 2020. They do one of these every single month. And I'll scroll down here. Here's some other articles. Here's what's new in QBO for apps. But there's usually an overall one, just what's new in QBO for each month. So there's January. And I think if I go down here, here's December's. And this is page 1 of 22. So if you click to some of the other pages, you'll get back to the older months. And you can look and see what's going on in some of the older months. But anyway, I'm going to go back to the first page here because first of all, that's really the tip. I wanted you to see where you could go to get this information, first of all. And then the other thing I wanted to do is to click on the one from, let me just go back this way. There we go. Click on this one so you can see one of the tips that's new, or one of the new features, that's new in 2020. I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and it takes you to the article. What's new in QuickBooks Online January 2020. Again, there's one of these for every month. You can find them in the blog. But the big change they've made here is the ability in QuickBooks Online to back up and restore your QuickBooks. Not something that you could do within QuickBooks before now. Now there's a company out there called QuickBooks. It's been around for years, not too long, but it's been around for at least a couple of years, and it allows you to back up your online product. Now you might say to me, why is it that you want to back up your online product? Isn't that what QuickBooks is doing for you? Well, some people are just kind of old school and they're afraid that Intuit is going to blow up one day and then we won't have our books anymore. So people like to back it up. So QuickBooks was good for that. But the better answer is when you sign up for a QuickBooks backup, QuickBooks has been purchased by Intuit, so now you're going to be able to do it directly in the program. But let me just explain how this works. This backup that is run by QuickBooks, it backs up like every few seconds. And so like, say you're in QuickBooks Online and you've really screwed up your data file. Maybe you've downloaded and imported a bunch of transactions twice and you don't want to have to delete them individually. You can go back into QuickBooks and say, hey, I did this download at 10:58 yesterday. So can you give me the backup from 10:57 yesterday? And you can kind of go back to what happened before you made the big mistake. So that's another benefit to backing up the online edition. Now, Again, you can do it through QuickBooks, but now, just in the last few months here, QuickBooks has been purchased by Intuit, and they are going to offer this backup feature in product so that you can back up directly in QuickBooks Online. Now, there's one thing that it gives you pictures of some of the screens that you go through to back up. It'll just be a new option. But the one thing you need to understand is that you have to have the advanced version of QuickBooks Online in order to be able to back up. Now, if you're a nonprofit, you can get the advanced version of QuickBooks Online at TechSoup. And TechSoup, if you're a 501c3, you can get an advanced version of QuickBooks Online. And let's just see where it would be. I think it might be down here. I had it up before. There it is. So here's an advanced version of QuickBooks Online. You probably have Plus, but you can get an advanced version for $160 a year at TechSoup. Now this costs a month. There's a monthly fee that's pretty high if you don't get it from TechSoup. But if you're a 501c3, you can get it from TechSoup. It's only $160 for a year. So I very much would want you to do that, because once you do that, you will be able to use this feature and back up and restore your data file right in the program using the company that was bought by Intuit, which is QuickBooks. So that's basically the tip, kind of two tips in one. One is where to go to find out what's new every month, and that's going to be the quickbooks.intuit.com blog, What's New. Go to that site. And then the second tip is, hey, you can now back up your data file if you have QuickBooks Online Advanced, and you can get it from TechSoup, and it's only $160 a year. All right, so I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed the tip, and I'll see you next month.